Welcome back, Joshua.
Welcome back.
And welcome back, bug catchers, to Experience Share. It's a Pokemon podcast starring me, Tandile,
Sandile,
aka Tanner Greenring, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Trubosh.
Trubbish? Did you see a Trubbish?
Yeah, some janitor in...
oh shit, that's right.
Some janitor in some building in Castelia City had
You
it.
think he's a janitor. I forgot, yeah.
Oh, right, he's... Yeah.
But no spoilers.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
To the bug catchers, it's been merely a week since we last talked and since we last inserted ourselves into their ears.
That's awful.
But for us, it's been a couple weeks. Took some time off. We had some summer vacations because here in mid-August, it's still summer. When you're listening to this, bug catcher, it's what, like... It could be any time, honestly.
It's like literally unclear.
Time is a flat circle. Joshua, we are playing through each Pokemon game, gym by gym, week by week. We did take a little time off.
We did.
Because we were overwhelmed with work. But
It's been an overwhelming year.
we're back playing with Pokemon White and Black.
Black and white.
And we are on gym number 3.
Burgh. Alec Burgh.
Burgh.
Great John Houseman name.
Burgh. You have to do the H. Burgh.
I was just launching with a Seinfeld quote right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Alec Burgh.
Is there someone called Alec Burgh in Seinfeld?
He's one of the writers, but then there's a character in the show who's in one episode named Alec Burgh as well.
Oh, okay.
And Jerry's like, Alec Burgh. And then he's like, great John Houseman name. And I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Alec Burgh. It's got a good John Houseman name. Yeah. Alec Burgh. Mr. Burgh.
Gym leader Burgh.
Gym leader Burgh, and you encounter him well before you get to his little gym. He's one of these Lance types where you kind of have to do some missions with before you're able to take him on.
Yeah, you go on a whole journey with him from Nakreen to Castelia.
We start our journey in Nakreen City. We've just defeated gym leader Lenora. Before you can do much of anything, Lenora's Weasley little husband runs in.
I was just looking at the image from the anime, and he is a Weasley little
Is he? I'm going to click it.
bookworm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at this dork. God, what does Lenora see in this dude? He has those, like, awful little half-rim glasses on.
Yeah.
Looks terrible.
He looks like the anime version of a super nerd.
Yeah.
The sprite.
Yeah.
Like, he just picked up his glasses.
He runs in. He's like, hey, congratulations on the battle. Good job. You did a good job earning the whatever badge.
Yeah.
But Team Plasma's here right now in the museum that is this gym, and they are causing a lot of chaos out there. They're wrecking havoc. Can you please come out and help us? So, of course, you and Lenora run out, and you bear witness to Team Plasma's grand scheme of stealing the skull off of that Dragonite skeleton.
But they just call a dragon skull. They still can't piece it together. Nobody can just call up Professor Oak, like...
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still confused on the timeline here. Maybe Professor Oak is long dead.
I don't think he dies.
You know what? I gave them shit last week for not knowing who Dragonite is, but like if you drop me in like the middle of like Vietnam and I saw some like lizard I'd never seen before, I wouldn't know what to make of it, you know?
Yeah.
The world is full of wonders. The world is full of like interesting animals and flora and fauna. And I haven't barely scratched the surface on that shit.
I guess that's true.
I'm not a biologist, not a zoologist. You know? I know a lot about Pokemon now, but I don't know anything about real animals. I've met some real animals.
I met a few.
I met a koala bear named Tanner once.
You've talked about holding a koala bear, but
Yeah, his name was Tanner.
you didn't mention its name was Tanner.
Yep. And he has gonorrhea.
Right. Yeah. You had that in common, too.
All koala bears have gonorrhea.
Yeah, you used that fact before.
Well, it's an interesting fact, Josh.
And they're fine with it. It doesn't bother
Let me hear
them.
your koala bear fact. Let me hear your koala fact.
They're stinky.
You know why?
The
Gonorrhea. Yeah.
Not familiar.
I don't know if that's actually true. If you're suffering with gonorrhea, bug catchers, I apologize for implying that you stink. I'm not totally certain that that's actually the case.
Okay, here's what we got. Dr. Lava to the rescue once again.
Yep.
Red and blue and ruby and sapphire occur concurrently.
Okay.
Gold and silver and diamond and pearl occur concurrently.
Okay.
Black and white, they don't occur with anything else.
But does he have any indication on how far apart they are from any other mythology?
Let me see. I don't think so. This is from Toshinobu Matsumiya. who's a scenario writer for every Pokemon generation since Yellow. In 2014, he tweeted that Gen 1 and 3 take place at the same time, 2 and 4 happen later, and Black and White are after that.
How much longer after that?
Unclear.
Guy?
He was silenced. He had to delete the tweet. Silenced by Pokemon Company. And then all the other like Google results are like Zelda-esque timeline theory of like when all these things happen. But in any case,
I love digging into that stuff.
me too. I've gone down that thread many times.
Yeah.
But that does imply at least there is no reason they shouldn't know what a Dragonite is unless like somehow the region is that isolated.
Or that far in the future.
That's true.
Yeah.
And like Dragonites are dead.
Yeah, except I know what a dragon is.
Interesting.
I guess they know what it is too. They just call it a dragon creature. They just don't know that it's an actual Dragonite.
They're not positive.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, I feel like we got somewhere with that.
Lenora and Hawes are off the hook,
satisfied.
not realizing it's a Dragonite, but they're not off the hook for being weasels, especially Hawes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go out, and sure enough, Team Plasma's there. He's stealing the dragon skull. I don't exactly remember why.
They never say one of these sages later, Gorm, which I mean, just the name Gorm.
Yeah.
Let's just leave that there. All that Gorm says later is like, this is actually not important to our plans. We can afford to abandon the dragon skull because it's not the legendary Pokemon that Team Plasma seeks. It's completely unrelated, but he doesn't say. And no one is like, can I ask a couple of follow-up questions?
Yeah, I have several follow-up questions.
Well, what are you going to do with this dragon skull?
And what is the legendary Pokemon that you seek?
Right.
We know that Dragonite is not a legendary, right? It's like a pseudo-legendary.
Yeah, he's a pseudo-legendary.
So,
It's just for, like, Getsis's, like, dragon skull collection.
yeah, well, you should talk.
I know.
You can literally see some of your dragons behind you right now.
That's true. I also have a dragon skull collection.
Yeah. You chase them out. They throw down like a smoke bomb.
Oh, it's the smoke ball,
And when the smoke clears, the dragon skull is gone off the Dragonite. And you run outside with Lenora and with little Weasley little Hawes. And you're introduced to a new gentleman called Burgh.
Yeah. Burgh. An artist. And
Yeah.
he hails from Nakreen City, but he went to the big city to make his
He
name.
went to New York.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Castelia.
New York, New York.
Yep. If you ever want to hear Josh sing that, just stay up until midnight on his birthday and wait till he gets really drunk.
It's going to be back this year.
Castelia City is where he is the gym leader, and sure enough, like now, once you pop, you just can't stop. Like you're surrounded at this point. It's Lenora, Hawes, Burgh, and then of course Charon and Bianca up here. So there's a lot happening, but you've dedicated yourselves to following Team Plasma along with Burgh and Charon and Bianca to recover the Dragonite skull. And then the journey begins, Joshua.
Yeah, head west from Nakreen toward Pinwheel Forest.
I've already done a little bit of
you
Pinwheel
did this,
Forest
didn't you? Yeah.
last week. I didn't go into Pinwheel Forest, but I did some of the outskirty stuff.
But you
so.
caught a timber.
Caught a timber, yeah. Who's no longer a timber.
So I did all this. You get rock smash from some kind girl.
Oh, yeah, so it just gives it to you. It's like TM now, too, right?
Yeah, it's back to being a TM.
Which is actually sort of nice, because you can teach it to a Pokemon and then, like, overwrite it.
Yeah,
later.
It's a lot better this way. And especially that, like, you know, in this case, it's useful that you can reteach it if you need to.
I like turning less popular HMs into TMs for the sake of training over them.
Yeah, me too.
That's good. I still don't like reusable TMs, but
Right.
make Flash, make Waterfall, make Whirlpool, make Rock Smash, make all of the Strength even.
Well, strength should just be a rock move, and then it would be okay.
Yeah.
You also get, did you not get this? You get Flash from some guy in an alleyway in Castelia City.
Oh, do you?
It is a TM. It's a TM.
Why are you going into alleys, creep?
But some man in like a black suit behind a dumpster like accosts you. in a dark alleyway.
I'm not here to victim blame. Kind of your fault for going into the dark alley.
Yeah, especially when we learned last gen in Saffron where that random guy is like, I don't like being in this alleyway. And I'm like, don't be in the alleyway. Either. And I didn't learn the lesson.
Now I don't either. Because you said
all I got was Flash from some man.
Before you ever even leave Necrene City, you're approached by... Who gives it to you? Is it Fennel themselves, or is it It's Bianca?
Which thing?
The dowsing machine.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, the dowsing machine. Is this item finder? You want to talk about this?
Oh, is it a segment?
Yeah, it's a segment.
Hell yeah. Okay, hit me. What item did you find this week, Joshua?
The dowsing machine.
Mm-hmm. Dowsing.
Which is the new dowsing. Is it dowsing? Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I've always said.
It's dowsing machine. You're right. Dowsing machine. I mean, I don't know what dowsing in that case means anyway, but
I don't either. Let's look up the etymology of that.
And it is itself the evolution of an item finder. I think item finder is kind of a better name. It's a little more straightforward. But the dowsing MCHN connects with your X transceiver. It's like another app or attachment or something, and it just scans the area for whether or not there are hidden items. But it uses the new thing is that this one uses little pinball machine, oh, that's what a dowsing machine is, isn't it?
It's little rods that you use to find water, I think, generally.
Okay, yeah, okay, I have seen that.
Dowsing is a type of pseudoscientific divination employed in attempts to locate groundwater, buried metal or ores, gemstones, oil, grave sites, malign earth vibrations, and many other objects and materials without the use of scientific apparatus.
Okay. I have seen those in movies.
I think it's made up.
Yeah. And in this case, it just finds literally any hidden item. It's not quite as convenient as the item finder or the dowsing machine that we had in I think in Gen 4.
I never use this shit.
That one you could just leave on.
Oh, it was passive, right? If you have to map it to a button, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, you have to add it you have to select it or make it, register it.
Yeah.
But it does stay open as long as you don't go into a new area. But it's not as convenient.
I'm not doing it. I don't care. Maybe if this was a Nuzlocke run, I would be, but it's not, so I'm not.
Yeah, I don't love this one. I think I like the Gen 4.
Dowsing is a pseudoscience. The scientific evidence is that it is no more effective than random chance. And this is from Wikipedia. So it's made up. It's nothing.
All right. Thanks, Fennel.
Good job, dowsing machines. It works in this game, though, to some degree.
Yeah, you get it now because Pinwheel Forest is full of items on the ground. Like all these forests in the Pokemon games are.
Do we want to talk about the exterior before we dive into Pinwheel Forest?
Yeah, we can touch on it.
This is what I did last week. There's a nice nurse lady at the beginning of the route who will heal your Pokemon for you, which is very nice.
Crucial.
Because you don't have to run all the way back to Necrene.
Yeah.
Mostly it is little punks.
Yeah.
And by little punks, I mean literal children with galoshes and rain hats on.
Yeah. They're preschoolers.
Who else is around here? It's
No, it's literally preschooler Juliet, preschooler Homer, youngster Kelta.
It's a lot of children.
Youngster Kita and youngster Zachary.
There's also lots of fighting type Pokemon. The grass here is teeming with
Timbers
and
Temples.
Throws and Temples and what's the other guys?
Well, Temples are just water, I think.
Sock.
Yeah.
I did pick up a Timber.
Yeah.
As you know from last week. Loving him.
I love Timber.
He's a girder now.
I'm upset. I won't be running one.
You can if you want. They're pretty ugly.
Yeah.
I know we talked about that last week too. They're very veiny and pretty ugly.
They are, but the Pokemon is superior. Throw and Sock don't even evolve.
This is clearly the stand-in for the Machop line, right?
Yeah, and Throw and Sock are the stand-ins for Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan.
Right, but I don't mind Throw and Sock's designs, but the Machamp line is heinously ugly. And then they just did it again. They're let's take the Machamp line, let's give them big sticks, and let's make them just as ugly.
And maybe more veins.
More veins.
Pinker,
more veins.
Larger veins.
They turned up the vein dial so far that it snapped right off.
Right.
And they're what do we do now? And it's well, I guess it's just stuck on more veins, So, yeah, they got veins out the wahoo.
I still like him, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. He's a good Pokemon.
I had to settle for Throw is what I caught in here.
I kind of like the design of Throw and Sock.
They're cool. I like their little outfits.
The little martial arts bros.
It's again, who's putting their outfits on them? Or is it part of their body?
Yeah, I know. You should talk to Steve Human about this. Steve Human would be having a heyday.
Is Steve Human out here now?
He's just out cruising, you know?
A lot of friends.
Looking for some trim.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The thing about
this little exterior area
is there's a thing called Challenge Rock.
Yeah, they all talk about it. And that's why there's all these like fighting Pokemon out here, apparently.
You've posed the question to me here in our show notes. Did you do Challenge Rock? And my answer is yes. But what do you mean, did I do it?
Do the challenge.
Because what I did was I approached Challenge Rock and it was like, do you want Beam to break the rock? And I was like, yes. And it's like, Beam broke the rock. Here's a star piece.
Yeah, that's the challenge. The challenge is having a fighting Pokemon, and then they use a fighting move on it.
Oh, is it just a fighting Pokemon?
Yeah, you already have one. I found it out because I didn't have a Throw yet, and I went up to it, and it was like, use a fighting move.
Oh, okay. I had like Beam at the front of my party, so it was like, do you want to use Beam to break this rock? And I was like, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was pretty confused when you were like, did you do Challenge Rock? It's like, yeah, but I didn't do much, you know?
Yeah.
But you get a star piece. I don't know what a star piece is. I don't know what it does.
You could sell it for $4,900.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I spent a couple of days training out here. Well, you can only do it once a day, but that's like a good farming.
Oh, you can keep coming back to the Challenge Rock?
Yeah, you just keep
hell yeah,
knocking hunks of star pieces off that thing.
Nice.
And that's like a good amount of money for this early in the game.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go back.
But it's an easy challenge, and that's the end of that little area.
Let's dive into the interior of Pinwheel Forest, Joshua.
Yes, please.
You go in, Burgh immediately stops you. He's right there at the entrance, and he says there's two routes inside of Pinwheel Forest. There's the easy route, a straightforward road that goes due north towards...
it's the Skyarrow Bridge.
Oh, yeah, the Skyarrow Bridge. Or there's the complex... windy Lost Woods route full of trainers and full of deep grass and full of Team Plasma members.
Right.
That will take you forever, and you have to like crawl through logs. You're probably going to get ticks.
Oh, definitely.
I'm making Burgh do a tick check on me when we're done.
Yeah.
Stripping down butt naked. It's like,
safety first.
Burgh, you check every nook and cranny, my friend, because I am not catching Lyme disease.
Do a little sketch for your next art gallery opening while you're at it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll kill two birds with one stone. Still life, sketch, and tick check.
There's that mossy rock out there. Just, I'll pose on it. Go to town.
But yeah, he decides to take the quick due north road, and he makes you take the long roundabout, the winding forest path.
It's like, oh, I'm a seasoned gym leader. I've already seen all that. That's good for a young child with a level 12 Patrat.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
So there are tons of trainers in here. There's tons of grass. I caught a little sweetie cutie that we'll talk about in level check in a little bit.
I did catch Amon in here as well, who's on the team.
And then every now and then you'll encounter some Team Plasma grunt who's like, I don't have the skull. You'll have to keep venturing further into the woods to find the Team Plasma member who has the skull.
One of them claims that you're only following him because you want their cool outfits. And I'm like,
do have cool outfits.
You know how cool your outfits are? Like,
yeah,
like a modern,
lie, man, it's pretty cool.
Knight, Crusaders, King or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
Eventually you wind your way through some like logs and stuff, and you find your way to the sort of like top end of Pinwheel Forest.
Yeah.
Is that where you encounter Gorm?
Yeah, you make it to like, I think it's the third or fourth grunt.
Yeah.
And he's in this like clearing. And you crush him. I don't even remember.
They all have
it's a fucking purloin.
Yeah.
I found out last week that purloin is an actual word, and it means to steal something.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
But yeah, you crush him, and then one of the 7 sages comes up. Gorm.
What do you mean 7 sages?
But we got introduced to that like last episode, I think, where Getsis is one of them.
It's nonsense to me.
There's a couple more in this episode. Gorm.
That's some world building shit that I have yet to get access to. So I'm just sort of in the dark on that right now.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll give me more at some point, you know?
Yeah. But I like the sage thing. It makes sense with everyone's like outfits.
Yeah. I want to talk about, I don't know if we have a segment for this, and I don't know if we need a segment for this, but there's sort of a new segment I want to pitch, which is the opposite of trainer danger.
Okay.
Maybe you call it like trainer bangers?
Trainer banger.
I don't know what we want to call it.
Banger, I hardly know her.
You seem to have taken issue with this trainer type, but I actually thought that their character design was incredible. They look like little Carmen Sandiegos out there.
Oh, that's not my problem.
The
my
Rangers.
problem is what they're wielding.
The Ranger trainer type.
The Ranger is hot.
There's the female Ranger who looks just like Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
Except like in a skin tight outfit, like very sexy.
Totally.
And then there's the male Ranger who's also very sexy, but has like a little whip with a Pokeball on the end.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, buddy, you don't have to do that. You can just throw them. You're overcomplicating the Pokeball situation by having it out the end of a whip.
Yeah, and wouldn't you want to have the whip, separate for its own, whatever you want?
For your own kinky purposes.
Yeah.
It's not going to feel good if you're wailing on your lover's butt with a Pokeball,
That sucks.
I think
the sprites are cool.
They look cool as hell.
I think the Ranger is cool in general. I think were introduced in Ruby and Sapphire. But what my problem is that there's 3 of them. Okay, I also like that they jump out of like shrubs, like those Ninja Boys trainers.
You do like that.
I like that. I like everything about it except the Pokemon they have, because it's once again 3 of them. And each one has one of the Panseer, Pansage, or Panpour.
They're hot on the Pan Monkeys.
And I just did not remember how much they really try to force feed you this Pan line.
I'm on the Ranger page, Ranger trainer type page on Bulbapedia.
Me too.
And both sexes of the Ranger trainer type just keep getting sexier and sexier as they go.
I mean, look at their animation in black and white too. Oh, look at their berets in X and Y.
They're just so hot the whole way down. They never not get hot.
Yeah, this is a good one. I know several seasons ago we talked about what type of trainer sprite we'd be, and this is pretty powerful.
God, you know what? I don't think I'm up for this. I don't think I've got what it takes to be this sexy.
You can't even be this cool and hot?
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think I could do it either. Those boots
in the first,
everything is so skin tight on everyone.
Both of them. Yeah, they just look so cool. Eventually, the girl gets the whip. It looks like in maybe XY. Oh no, they're little zip ties. They're little handcuff zip ties. That's doing it for me. That's unlocking something in me, deep inside of me.
Yeah,
Yamahama, the Rangers. Hello, that's my trainer bangers of the week.
Banger trainer? No, trainer banger.
Trainer banger.
Yeah, I guess.
Of the week.
We'll try it out.
So you defeat Gorm and all the Team Plasma grunts.
You defeat the grunt, but Gorm is just trying to he comes out of nowhere and he's presumably trying to kill you. But then Burgh and Lenora come out suddenly. And then they block him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
We don't really need this dragon skull anyway. I don't frankly even remember why. And then we just let them escape.
Yeah, who cares? They gave back the dragon skull,
Yeah.
Don't do it again, you guys. And they just leave. So the dragon skull is safe back in Lenora's loving hands and off to Nakreen City to be replaced back on the Dragonite Skellington. I guess it's not a skeleton, it's a fossil, right?
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Big difference.
Then it's on to Skyarrow Bridge, quite the set piece.
Yeah, they put in a lot of R&D on this.
And totally useless.
Yeah.
It's essentially just a 5-minute walking sequence.
It's basically them showing off, like we can do some 3D stuff.
Did you encounter anything interesting on your Skyarrow Bridge journey? Tell me.
You get a quick claw.
After this break. Support for Experience Share is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, and, in my opinion, Pokemon grooming.
I agree. From what I've seen, I'm very impressed.
We talked
and what I've experienced
at length in the last ad about how Manscaped's precision-engineered tools would be perfect for elevating, I would say, the look of some iconic Pokemon. We talked about Probopass getting...
Got them all cleaned up.
Taking a Probopass at that little mustache of his, right?
That's right. He cleaned up real nice.
You know, I use the nose and ear hair trimmer, and my nose and ears are looking fly.
I can tell. Yeah, I really like it. It's a whole new man I'm looking at.
But the real star of the show in the Manscaped ensemble is the Lawnmower 4.0.
The Lawnmower 4.0 is the Cadillac of the Manscaped collection.
It lets you customize your trim with additional guard lengths that take you from a size 1 to a size 4.
Wow.
And by size, I mean pube length.
Yeah.
It charges wirelessly.
A lot of different sizes involved down there.
I would like to see the Lawnmower put to use on a little Pokemon that I think perhaps requires no improvement.
Okay.
But there's a sick sense of curiosity.
You are known for that.
That is eating away at the back of my mind. And the question is, what would Tangela look like if it didn't have any, whatever
if its lawn was mowed? Yeah. The seaweed?
Is it seaweed?
Just take this thing over to it and just let it rip and see what's under there.
What do you think is under there?
It's just a big ball of black fuzz.
It might just be a nut. It might just be a testicle under there.
Oh, it could be a nut in there.
Yeah.
Or like an acorn, but I guess it could just be
a testicle. Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin, body, and tangela trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents.
Ouch.
Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology.
Yeah.
Bug catchers, pick up your own Manscaped trimmer today. Head to manscaped.com and enter the code EXPShare for 20% off plus free shipping on your order.
Hachi machi.
Your balls and your Tangela will thank you.
Thank you, Manscaped.
Skyarrow Bridge, they really pull out all the stops on this, but then they don't bother turning it into anything.
No.
It is a long route where you just have to hold down the up arrow.
That's the real Skyarrow.
There's not a single trainer. There's nothing interesting. There's one guy at the very end who will give you a quick claw.
And you can see little boats go under it. It's cool for what it is.
Oh, it's cool. It looks amazing. It's just totally useless.
Yeah. And I think it's supposed to be like the Brooklyn Bridge.
Maybe the Verrazano. I don't know. It's very modern.
Right.
I made the mistake of walking clear to Castelia City, realized I was already at the next city, and then turned around and was like, well, I surely missed some stuff in Pinwheel Forest. I didn't go up the road that Burgh went up.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'll need to go back and do some training there. Walked all the way back to Pinwheel Forest. And then none of the fucking trainers on the road wanted to battle.
Right.
Burgh took all the fight out of them.
Yeah, he not only takes the paved straightaway that just goes to Skyarrow Bridge, he also cleaned up all the trainers.
There's plenty of people there, but none of them want to fight you.
No, they're all bedraggled. They're licking their wounds.
Yeah. So I have to back over Skyarrow Bridge to Castelia City.
Wow.
You claim that Unova is the US of A.
Yeah. I mean, this is clearly Manhattan, though. Castelia.
And by extension, Castelia City is Manhattan. It's a pretty big city.
I would say, I think the US of A, trivia from Bulbapedia is interesting, but to me it just feels other than the desert area, which is where we're going next, it feels like Unova is really more of a just New York state.
Here's the thing, though.
And less the United States.
Castelia is shaped like
Lower Manhattan.
No, almost it's got spokes. There's sort of this central park, and I know, don't jump on that.
Okay. I mean, you just said it.
I asked you not to jump on that.
Yeah.
And then the main streets kind of radiate out from that. And I'm trying to figure out like what town that might be. My best guess is maybe like Boston. Like some of these old colonial towns where they sort of had like the town green, you know?
New York is an old colonial town.
Philly
doesn't have cruise ships.
Well, I don't know.
There's the Royal Unova is the cruise ship.
I don't know. It's not that big of a ship, and Philly's on the river.
I mean, I think maybe Boston.
I can't think of a place in New York where there's one central park. I mean, I can think of a place in New York where there's a central park. But where there's a park with
it's condensed.
all the main streets radiating out from it like spokes.
What are they going to make it just literally? They can't do that. They don't have the technology.
I guess you're right.
Literally mimic it.
That Spider-Man game did it like last year.
In this game,
we could fly to our old office.
Like 2011.
But like not fly, but, you know, thwip.
And there are a bunch of piers down in Lower Manhattan. So like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's pretty well established that that's what this is.
Fine, it's Manhattan. I don't care. It's a big, bustling metropolitan city. Castelia City is sort of the Celadon of black and white. It's the big city. It's got all the skyscrapers. It's where Game Freak HQ was located.
Yeah.
There's no game corner.
No, and New York is also not a gambling town, and that's
you're right. Well, there's off-track betting, OTB.
Sure.
That's gambling.
That would be fun. You could look at Stoutlands running around.
That'd be fun.
Stoutlands and Blitzels.
Is there like a Greyhound-style dog Pokemon? Houndour and Houndoom are sort of on the right track.
Ooh.
Dog Pokemon. He searches. Yeah, I think, honestly, Houndoom is probably the closest we're going to get. Very lithe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Very lithe.
Lithe as hell.
And fuck all these people who are like, oh, don't forget Arcanine and Growlithe. They're not dogs. I don't care what the Pokedex entry says.
They're certainly dogs. I mean,
they're not dogs.
Growlithe.
They're tigers.
Pokedex entry is the puppy Pokemon.
Hey, they're tigers.
It's the puppy Pokemon. Look at it.
Oh,
and look at the
I don't know who
Pokedex
this
entry.
is. Who's this? Boltund. That looks like a fast dog.
Oh, it's the evolution.
Boltund is an electric-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 8. It evolves from Yamper.
It's the evolution of the little electric corgi.
Oh, I like that little electric corgi. And I like Boltund.
This is a slick sweetie as well, yeah.
That's a cool dog. I like that dog.
Yeah, well, we're quite a ways out from you experiencing
God,
that one.
Joshua, you're letting us get so sidetracked this episode.
I think I have to take the wheel at this point.
You're going to have to take the wheel.
So, how I navigated Castelia City.
Yep.
Obviously, I go to the Pokemon Center first.
Oh, and the Pokemon Center's like, it's like the M&M store.
Yeah, it's giant.
It's this big, like, gaudy storefront in the middle of this shining metropolis.
It's the first thing you see, too, which is not good.
Right. And I don't know if you've ever been in the M&M store, bug catchers, but it's a nightmare.
It's scary.
Especially in COVID times. Oh, yuck.
Shut it down.
That's the last place I want to be in the M&M store.
There's some guy in there who, like, was trying to give me items based on how many people I've traded with.
Where, the M&M store?
Obviously, I couldn't do. Yeah. In New York City as well.
Last time you were at the M&M store, there was some guy.
That was the reason I thought it was New York. It's like, oh, there's a guy who offers you items based on how many people you've traded with in both the M&M store in real life and Castelia City.
Yeah, in the Hershey store.
Wow, they really did their research.
Yeah. Also, the best Olive Garden in the nation.
In Castelia City.
Hands down, the best Olive Garden in the nation was in Times Square, and I think it's now shut down. I think it's been shut down for many years.
Oh, I shut it down personally when myself and two other friends went there when we came down to New York in college for Thanksgiving, and we went out until like 4 or 5 a.m. the night before, and we were like, let's just go to that Olive Garden in Times Square, and we all puked.
Yeah. hell of an Olive Garden. It'll make you puke.
Yeah.
I don't think it's there anymore. Times Square has gone to seed. There used to be a beautiful place called Mars 2112.
Now, that's 20. A good memory. When we all went there?
You went to that outing?
Company?
Yeah. It was like the death rattle.
Yeah, we got in like it must have been like the week before it closed. It was
literally was
half the like games.
Bug catchers.
And, like,
if you
the whole restaurant
if you don't know
closed.
what Mars 2112 is, it was a themed restaurant where you got in by going on a motion ride that took you on a space launch to Mars.
Yeah.
When you exited out the other side and you were on Mars, and all of the servers were dressed like Martians. The entire dining room looked like Mars, and there was like an arcade. It was like
It's like Dave & Buster's, but it's on Mars. Yeah.
But it's Mars themed.
And it's like hellish red everywhere.
It was a beautiful treasure that we didn't appreciate enough, and it closed down.
But we patronized it. We tried our best.
Oh, yeah. We did our best.
But we didn't go there enough.
What a treasure that was, and we let it slip through our fingers.
Yeah.
And now look what we got. What's in that space now? Probably like a fucking like retro gym or something, you know?
What is there?
Are you looking it up?
Bon Appetit just released a eulogy for Mars 2112 on March 19th, 2021.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was a beautiful space.
People are still thinking about it.
Do you want to know what one of my saddest and fondest memories was?
Yeah.
DC Comics headquarters is right by where Mars 2112 used to be. And before I went to go interview the guy who wrote and like ran Batman, I stopped at Mars 2112 and had a drink to like calm my nerves because I was so anxious about meeting this guy.
Oh, personality drink? Yeah.
It was the best decision I ever made. Of course you want to go to Mars 2112 to have a personality drink before meeting the guy who makes Batman.
Yeah.
I don't remember where it is. Do you remember where it was?
It's 1633 Broadway.
1633 Broadway. It's MongoDB's headquarters.
What the hell is that?
MongoDB, it's like a database service.
That sucks.
That does suck. What a treat we had, and we wasted it.
Shame on you, New Yorkers.
Bug catchers, if any of you is a New Yorker, shame on you.
Yeah.
For letting this slip through our fingers. Anyway, Josh, you're supposed to be taking the wheel.
After that, I went to Game Freak, paid a tribute.
Game Freak HQ.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the metaverse where they tell you to come back once you have, X number of Pokemon.
Yep.
The directors are there. I don't think you get anything in it.
I didn't get anything.
No.
I didn't get an Eevee. Is there an Eevee equivalent in this game?
No.
There's not some, like, Pokemon who turns into, like, 10 different types based on stones?
No, they never do that again. Eevee is its own...
That's a cool little trick.
Own thing.
Yeah.
Then I went to Battle Company. Now that was interesting.
Battle Company.
A new conglomerate has entered the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Sylphco, Devoncorp, and Battle Company.
Is Battle Company where I met the janitor?
Yeah. Battle Company is a R&D group for battle items. It seemingly assists in like testing Pokeball technology, but I think they farm it out. Like maybe they're a subsidiary of Devoncorp or Sylphco, because they don't like really seem to have their own stuff, but they try out things. Like they've got a bunch of clerks, like lawyers and scientists.
I think they're a B2B place.
Yeah.
Just because you, the consumer, isn't aware of what they're doing doesn't mean they're not doing something.
They're B2B services. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can access the 47th floor and the 55th floor. And this was cool. You just battle trainers.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of trainers.
And eventually, at the top of the end of the 55th floor, there is a janitor sprite behind a computer.
Which is a familiar sprite to me because it's the sprite I use on Pokemon Showdown.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
For Mr. Squirt. I use this fun little janitor. He's got like a mop in one hand and a Pokeball in the other. And he's got two Pokemon.
Yeah.
One of them.
Oh, I mean, you want to talk about Trubbish.
Oh, sorry. You know what? I erased it. Trubbish was going to be my You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the Week, and I took it back because Trubbish, even though it's garbage, it's like a dog poop bag.
Yeah.
Even though it's garbage, it's kind of cute.
I think Trubbish is cute. Garbodor is ugly.
I was going to give Trubbish the You Make Me Barf, but then I looked at it, I was like, even though it's garbage, it's cute. So I can't do it.
It's kind of cute. Yeah.
I can't do it. So I take back what I was going to say.
Plus, I imagine you're going to have one on your team at some point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So there's a Trubbish, and then he has a little sweetie called Minccino. And Minccino is Joshy's sweetie. I mean... I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, Minccino's quite a little cutie, and he's got a cutie little name, too. It's like a cappuccino.
Yeah, it's fun to say, Minccino. And then the evolved form is Cinccino.
Cinccino. Also very
And
cute.
a little sweetie.
And a little
also,
scarf.
too, with its own scarf.
Yeah, and then it turns out that this lowly janitor is doing a undercover boss.
He keeps himself humble. He's the President Jeff of
Yeah.
President Jeff of Battle Company, and he keeps himself humble by acting like he's a janitor.
He's undercover bossing.
And he gives you the experience share, a Pokemon podcast.
He does. Yep, he gives you the experience share, which is very helpful.
Yeah, so nice to get it early
Very
on.
helpful when you only have 4 Pokemon on your team.
Yeah, and it's still the good one where you have them hold it.
Yep.
So great.
Harken back, Joshua, to maybe 2008 when the Nintendo 3DS first came out.
Okay.
And it was cutting edge. It was so much fun. Not 2008, 2012.
Yeah, I think it's this year. I think it's 2011, actually.
There's a feature.
Because I bought one. Yeah.
There's a feature on the Nintendo 3DS where one may turn on some kind of like meet and greet thing.
The C gear.
Where
yeah.
if you pass someone else with a 3DS, their information is ported over to your Game Boy.
Right.
And vice versa. And like sometimes they bring little puzzle pieces with their Mii, and like they have a little message and they're like, konnichiwa.
Yeah.
It was very fun. I remember going to Comic-Con in 2012 and having my Game Boy 3DS on me and just collecting a million Miis. This was the hottest technology in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And Pokemon Black and White was not about to pass it up.
No.
So they've inserted a building into Castelia City that is the Passerby Analytics HQ.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is supposed to be the Pokemon equivalent of this weird little like Mii game where you can like kind of collect people's profiles, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 2021 now. It didn't like it barely worked for me.
I've been turning on my C gear communications, but nobody has been getting picked up, as you might imagine.
Yeah, nobody here in central Connecticut is playing Pokemon Black or White right now.
No, I never really got to mess with this, but this is cool. I wish I had been able to do more with this.
The little like capture mechanic in 3DS was so cool. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I guess you collect like trainer IDs, and then
Right.
if you can get other people to answer survey questions,
Yep.
then you can come back to this Passerby Analytics HQ, and then if you complete all the survey requests, you get a rare candy.
That's a long walk for such a little drink of water. I mean, a rare candy is great, but it's not that great.
I think there's multiple surveys, so you can get it multiple times, but it's still not, like, that's a lot of effort. I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of a lot of effort, I did the only thing you can still do, which is answering questionnaires that this assistant asks you, and it's like solo.
Yeah.
You can issue them to other people, but I did all of them. There's 8.
I did one.
And
I did one and gave up.
it's very personal. It asks you, like, what's your hobby? And then it has, like, 6 options. And, like, I said movies, because that was the best option I had.
I said sounding.
I don't think... you went to a different
it was
type of
one of my
analytics HQ.
Yeah. Look that up, bug catchers. Wait, don't look that up, bug catchers.
Don't look that up. No. That's a trainer danger.
Do not look that up.
There was one that asks you like what your job is, and it's got a creator, which I was like, that's pretty that's pretty like
That's the future sight.
prescient, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they also have job hopper.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Itinerant.
But anyway, I did all of those, and then I spent probably 20 minutes on it or something, and I got a soda pop.
You got a soda pop?
Yeah, you get a soda pop.
You know, there's
for
a
that.
guy at the beginning of every gym who'll just give you a fresh water, which is, I think, the same healing stats as a soda pop.
Soda pop, I think, is a little better. I think
Is
it's
it just a
80
little bit
versus
better?
60, but
Is that a little bit better? I didn't spend 20 minutes doing the questionnaire, so
I didn't know what I would get, so
Yeah.
I thought it could be good.
Joshua, you want to know what I wasted a lot of time on this week? That it looks like, according to our notes, you also wasted a lot of time on this week.
Yeah.
At the Central Park of Castelia
I
City
know.
is a little brake crew.
Yeah.
Coming to the Summer Olympics in 2022.
Yeah, they're bebopping and scotting all over town.
Breaking.
Yeah.
We're not calling it breakdancing anymore. We're just calling it breaking now.
Is that true?
That's what the Olympic event is called.
I didn't even know it was an Olympic event, much less that we've dropped the dancing.
In 2022, it's going to be an Olympic event. It's a new Olympic event.
Sure. Yeah, I would watch that.
It's breakdancing, and there's a breakdancing crew here in Central Park.
Yeah.
In Castelia City.
Yeah.
And you need to...
They got lost in the big city.
Yeah, who doesn't? You meet dancer Mickey, and they're all pans.
Oh, they're definitely all pan.
They all have pan monkeys.
Oh, I thought you meant pansexual, but yeah, they all have pan.
Oh, yeah,
they all have pan monkeys.
They all have
well.
pan monkeys, but they're all also pansexual.
And once again, they're shoving these fucking monkeys down your throat.
I know. The first one, dancer Mickey, challenges you to a fight, but also like asks you to kind of find his cohorts, which are dancer Edmund and dancer Raymond, who are on various side paths along Castelia City.
Yeah.
And then once you find them all, they give you, what do they give you?
Amulet coin.
They give you the amulet coin, which is a tiny little.
So that's better than a fucking soda pop.
Yeah, that's a tiny little item.
But it did take me, I redacted amount of time to find these people.
Oh yeah.
And I'll also say, there's a bunch of buildings that are unnamed and they just have fucking random people in them.
Some of them just don't have anything in them.
Yeah, there's a couple of abandoned buildings. There's one where it's just like an office, so maybe it's an office party, but you just talk to people who are like carousing.
Right.
And then at the far north of town, before the exit, I have a trainer danger to issue. Because I went into this building, and I went up to whatever the floor was, and I met a man who says that he invented a secret machine, and it has a password, and he won't tell you what it is.
Okay, I don't care.
And then over in the corner, there's a clown behind a computer, and if you talk to him, he says, "Oh, are you Joshua? My name's Mr. Locke."
How do you know your name?
I don't know. And then he said, he's a magical clown who can open anything, and he says he'll see you again soon. Mr. Locke, the clown. Magical clown. Who knows my name without me introducing myself.
He's to the north?
Yeah, it's in like one of the buildings on like the street that leads out of the city.
Oh, I didn't go north.
Well, I did at one point when I was looking for these breakers? Dancers? Are they just breakers?
I don't know what we refer to the people as.
Okay. When I was looking for the break crew, I went in there. Check it out. I wouldn't check it out.
I don't think I will. It sounds very haunting. Did he then like disappear?
Mr. Locke. No, that's the end of the dialogue.
But he says he can open anything for you. Well, open this guy's password locked box.
I mean, yeah. And I talked to the other guy after I talked to the Mr. Locke, and he still said he has a secret password. But he won't tell me what it is.
Sounds like a fever dream.
I just ran out at that point.
Mr. Locke.
Are you seeing if Mr. Locke is
If you search Mr. Locke Pokemon, the top result is a game FAQs link that says, "What's up with Mr. Locke?"
Yeah.
What does he do and what does he open? It's an event item.
Oh. In Pokemon Black and White, it would have been the only way to obtain TM95 Snarl, but it was never released.
Weird. Why keep it in the game? What a fucking creep show.
He has the Lock Capsule, which is an unobtainable key item that's been in the game data since Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
What the fuck?
Not legitimately available in any game.
Like some dark web shit. It's some like creepypasta shit.
The Lock Capsule also contains a letter read by Mr. Locke upon opening it. This is in the game data, I guess. I entrust the technical machine in the Lock Capsule to a trustworthy trainer in the Unova region.
What the fuck is
Don't allow it to fall into the hands of villains like Team Rocket.
Team Rocket's not in this game.
Oh, I guess because it was originally programmed into Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Oh, right. Snarl is a damage-dealing dark-type move.
It's not even very
First
good.
introduced in Gen 5.
So this would have been some weird like event or side quest where you could get TM95. And then they didn't do it, but they were like, well, we already, we put in the work on Mr. Locke, so...
We got to keep the creepy clown in here.
Keep this weird clown.
It's only 1 million people's absolute nightmare, so let's keep it in.
Right.
Joshua, the last notable landmark in Castelia City is Castelia City Gym.
It is.
Obviously. Well, there's other landmarks. There's lots of docks. The Unova Royal Unova is docked here. It's a big cruise ship.
Yeah. There's like various people you can talk to on the piers. There's this Castelia cone that everyone is ranting about, but it's winter in my game, so it was closed. So I can't get one of these tasty sweets.
Yeah, same. The main attraction is Castelia City Gym. You try to walk in, and you are interrupted.
Yeah.
By, who is it, Charon?
Yeah, he's like victorious against Burgh.
And then a moment later, Burgh comes out as well, because Team Plasma's in town.
Who would have thought?
Where you go, Team Plasma goes. So they're once again causing chaos all over the place. They steal Amuna from... It's not from Bianca. It's from some girl that Bianca's like...
Oh, it's Iris?
Yeah, Iris. And then you have to like find them in this big city and get the mana back.
Yeah.
You do find them in one of the abandoned office buildings.
Yeah, you go down to a pier first, and then like this grunt shows up, and then he turns around after he sees you, and then you go back up, and then it's some building that's just across from the gym.
The fetch questiest of fetch quests.
Yeah,
in the
well,
world.
they put in all their effort on programming Mr. Locke, and they didn't have time to really invest in this.
Right. You end up in some abandoned office complex, and there's a Team Plasma grunt who just has 2 sandiles.
Yeah.
2 low-level sandiles who are pretty easy to dispatch.
KO'd.
And then you are met by Getsis.
Yeah.
They just pack so much fucking dialogue in this game. This little speech from Getsis after you beat the Team Plasma grunt is honestly like 10 minutes of dialogue.
Yeah, like one of the sages, I think Bronius... Because it's Bronius and then Gorm is here as well. And one of them says, like, we're trying not to have to, like, forcibly take everyone's Pokemon. We're just trying to win a war of words. And then and then they fucking talk for 10 minutes.
You're doing it.
So it's like,
you're warring at me with words.
Here, I'll give you a Pokemon if you just shut up.
I have to record a podcast about this. So, like, I want to read everything you have to say.
Yeah.
But, like, guys, this is a lot of dialogue. Right. So, yeah, if you don't have to record a podcast about it, feel free to hammer through A, because it's just more of like, it's typical like Pokemon villain shit where they're like, here's our grand scheme. We'll sort of like tell you about everything we're doing.
Yeah.
We're liberating Pokemon, and we want to
liberate them in order to like, I don't know, pay tribute to the legendary Pokemon of Unova and
who cares?
Release it or something.
It's by far the weakest motivation for a villain team.
I think it's more straightforward, at least, though. Well, Team Rocket is the most straightforward. What's his Team Galactic was very off the rails.
I don't even remember what Team Galactic's was.
With the Nazi leader.
Yeah, well, what are they trying to do? I remember the ones where they were like,
well,
let's make the perfect world for Pokemon. That was Sapphire and
he
Ruby,
wanted
right?
to release Palkia and Dialga in order to unleash Giratina.
Oh, to have like
he was
infinite
gonna wield
resources.
the power of Giratina to like recreate the world in his image or something.
That's Thanos shit.
That's just convoluted. Like at least this is like, okay, fine. You want to like release all the Pokemon for like,
but they want to do it in an evil way.
Yeah.
So yeah, you defeat them. They give you back the mana. I don't know why they're so obsessed with manas too.
They want the
dream powder.
Mist.
Yeah, Dream Mist.
Because they want to use that in order to get into people's dreams. Yeah, the Inception thing, and then get them to release their Pokemon. Straightforward.
They give you, once again, fucking Gorm just caves. He's like, we don't need the mana. And he just like gives it back to you. Or gives it back to Iris or whomever.
Right.
Just like gives up immediately. Like, you went to all the trouble. You fucking kidnapped the thing. You made me chase you around this fucking big-ass city.
Like, you guys are... I know you're trying to do it in this, like, dignified way where you just, like, convince people, but, like...
It's not working.
You are evil, so let's see some, like, villainy here.
You get some dumb berry for doing it.
Just take a fucking swing at someone.
Yache berry.
Yeah, you just get a berry for all this.
What the fuck? I don't want a berry.
This little lad's not interested in any berries unless they're coming served with cream.
But also, like, there's no berry trees in this game. And I haven't gotten a berry pot yet, like we had in last gen.
No, I think that's why they have all these mechanics to, like, shovel berries down.
Get the berries out of my face.
I just don't want any. I'm sick of this.
Give me something useful.
I still don't like berries.
Give me a TM.
Yeah.
Give me a rare candy.
Just give me a interesting Pokeball. I don't care.
I'll take it. I'll take an interesting Pokeball. Give me a Dark Ball.
Even
Those
if
are
I don't
cool.
want it, I can fucking sell it.
Those are
I can't
cool.
sell a berry for more than like $5.
Yeah.
You can't even buy a Castelia cone for that amount in this town.
Once you are done with this mission, Joshua, Burgh says, see you back at my gym.
Yeah.
And then there's one thing left to do, Joshua, and it's to head to the Castelia City gym
Well,
to take on Burgh.
there's one other thing, actually.
But first,
it's level check.
level check. Do you want me to go first? I always make you go first, and I only have 4 Pokemon still.
Yeah, why don't you just go first?
Mr. Keepsies is a hoarder. He collects trash that he finds on the street. He's my character this gen. He found a Geode who's evolved into a Boldor,
Yeah.
level 28.
Oh. Yeah.
This thing is a tank.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
I love Boldor. You know what? I'm not disappointed with a single one of my Pokemon right now. They are all OP in different ways. But Boldor is just he is a hoss. He can just take a million hits, and he's got some really great ground and rock moves. Love Boldor. Beam, who has evolved into a Girder, level 25, again, has some incredible moves. Really fun stuff.
Yeah, it's a good one. I've mentioned that, but I ran that line. I enjoyed it a lot.
Incense, my Muna, still just a totally reliable psychic type Pokemon.
Crazy move pool.
Had to do a decision, and I literally looked it up to see what the right call was here, and it turns out there's no real consensus, but it came with Yawn,
Right.
which guarantees a Pokemon will fall asleep in 2 moves if it stays in battle. But then it attempted to learn Hypnosis. And I was like, well, I'm not going to have 2 sleep moves on this thing. Which one do I want to go with?
Interesting.
And the consensus was that, like, there's no right answer. If you're doing in-game battles, Yawn is much better because NPCs don't know how to switch out Pokemon.
Right.
But if you're battling humans,
But I will. Yeah.
you don't want to do Yawn. But Hypnosis is so unreliable
Right.
that, like, it essentially, like, evens out.
Yeah, because it's so often you're wasting a move.
Right.
Isn't it 55%?
Yeah, I just
Accuracy.
kept Yawn. I kept Yawn.
Yeah, I would have done that. And like long term, unless
It also learns Nightmare. It learns some, like, good sleep
Oh, it
moves.
does learn. Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna say unless it learns Dream Eater or Nightmare, like you'll probably drop it. But at that point, maybe you keep it.
And then a new Pokemon that I caught in Pinwheel Forest, Cotton Ball.
Oh yeah,
Cottony.
Cottony.
Level 24, who's also a remarkably good grass-type Pokemon. It's got some great moves. It came with Mega Drain,
Oh yeah. Okay.
which is great. It's got Leech Seed. It's got Poison Powder. Cottony, hell of a little Pokemon.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's remarkably similar to one of the little Pokemon on my team.
But that's my 4 Pokemon, Josh. Once again, a thin week
Yeah.
for Mr. Keepsies. I think this is the furthest I've gone into a season with not a full team.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But I guess they're doing fine.
When you only have 4 Pokemon, their levels tend to excel. Level 24 is my lowest and 28 is my highest.
I don't even have a level 24, so.
What are we dealing with, Joshua?
Although I had to train some new Mon because I replaced.
yeah, me too, Cottony.
Yeah, but I replaced Mon that I had sunk time into because I decided last episode I'm not going to have any Pokemon that you have to keep it a little interesting
Yeah.
on my side.
Who you got?
So what I got is Jerry, so Joshua is a big Seinfeld fan, and he's making his way through Nova in trying to become a big comedian. That's his thing.
Oh, like stand
This
up.
Joshua, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's naming his Pokemon after his favorite Seinfeld characters. So he's got Jerry, DeWatt, level 20. Not a lot of use this week. Lomez, who is just one of Kramer's random friends who you never see, and I thought wasn't going to make the
You
cut.
gave it a trash name, huh?
Yeah.
But you're loving it.
Lomez, I think, is my favorite of Kramer's friends.
Yeah.
So Lomez was a Pidove.
But it's made it up to Tranquil.
It evolved into Tranquil, and
A
it's
much
level
more handsome
23, and it is a beauty. And I'm loving it now. I thought it was going to get cut, but now it has Air Cutter, and it has Roost.
Is it pure flying?
I think it's flying normal. It's flying normal.
What a terrible combo.
I mean,
But whatever, you're having fun.
I think at some point it's definitely going to get axed.
Oh, even unfazant is a normal flying.
Yeah, but I'm going to get it up there just because, like, that's close enough.
Do you have a male or a female?
I have a male.
Ooh, male is
The little mask.
the male.
Green.
The male sprite is so much better.
Yeah.
Who else you got?
Then I got Sue Ellen, Blitzel. I decided to double down because I do want an electric Pokemon. It's level 22 now.
Okay.
And Sue Ellen Mishki, the O. Henry Bar heiress, she learned Flame Charge, which is great. Like, that was great for the gym.
What do you mean the O. Henry Bar heiress?
Her character.
The heiress to the candy bar?
She's Elaine's quote-unquote best friend, but they hate each other. And part of it is because Sue Ellen Mishki is rich as hell because she is going to inherit the O. Henry candy bar fortune.
Got it. Okay.
And she doesn't wear bras.
Elaine? Hi.
Oh, great. It's the braless wonder. Who does she think she's kidding? Look at her. She's totally out of control.
And then we have Alton Benez, Elaine's father, Herdier, level 19.
Fine.
And then we have a main character here. Elaine
Wow.
Benez
This
is on the
big.
field. Elaine is probably actually my favorite character, so this is big. Petalil, level 18.
Oh, Cottony's counterpart.
Yeah, and I was just looking through the stats, and like they have the same number, but the distribution is different. Petalil's thing is like special attack, and then Cottony is more like speed.
Oh, that burns you up, doesn't it? You love speedy Pokemon.
Yeah, but I'm loving what I'm seeing from this moveset as well. Like, it's already got Growth, Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, and Mega Drain.
These little grass Pokemon, they're just so great.
Yeah, and you get Big Root at some point.
What a good job they did.
I mean, you might want to consider it also, because it increases the amount of HP that you steal.
I didn't encounter a big root.
You should look up where it is. I mean, it must be in Pinwheel Forest, but I don't remember where I got
I'll
it.
have to go back and find it.
Its ability is Own Tempo, so it can't get confused, and it learns Petal Dance in its evolved form, Lilligant. And why would I name it Elaine? She doesn't know how to dance. The little kicks. So you'll be seeing some little kicks out of this thing eventually.
Hey guys, I want to make a toast. Here's to those who wish us well, and those who don't can go to hell. All right, who's dancing? Come on, who's dancing? You want me to get it started? I'll get it started. All right. Woo! Come on, guys, hold up.
Sweet, fancy Moses.
So welcome to the team, Elaine.
Beautiful little grass type Pokemon that each of us has.
Yeah, definitely. I like both. I do think Lilligant is a more... Well, Whimsicott's fun. It's got whimsy. Lilligant is just like...
Sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Elaine's sexy.
Yep.
90s sexy. Well, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I mean, she still looks as good as she did back then.
Oh, yeah. You seen Veep?
Obviously. And enough said. Her movie with James Gandolfini.
Didn't see it.
Always spreading the word on that one. Definitely see it. It was his last movie.
I remember.
And it's on HBO Max. And also a newcomer, Joey, who, when Kramer is trying to become a karate master,
Okay, so
and he takes the class with a bunch
not
of kids.
long for the team, huh?
Probably not, but like, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I usually like having a fighting Pokemon, but I don't love that it doesn't evolve, but it's Throw. It's level 20.
Throw and Sock. Cards on the table. Who you like more?
Oh, I do like Throw more.
Okay. I agree.
I like the design a little bit better.
Sock is a little too human-like. At least Throw is like cartoonish. He's squat. He doesn't have a neck.
Yeah, Sock just looks like a weird, like, humanoid, like, alien.
Throw is also the judo Pokemon, and Sock is the karate Pokemon.
Throw's got more of, like, staying power. Like, I think it has higher HP, although lower attack.
Yeah.
But I'm more of a Throw guy.
I think I am too. I think I agree.
But we'll see if it'll stay or it'll be a throwaway, huh? It's one of those Joshua jokes. That's the Cast.
6 Pokemon, huh?
Yeah.
What a treat that must be.
I know, but look at my levels are so low.
I know. Not that low.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess level 18 isn't great, but...
Well, that one, I got it at level 12, and I haven't gotten to spend that much time.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't use grass against a bug trainer.
Yeah. There's a lot of bug trainers on these routes. And
Shall we
the gym
talk
this week...
about the main one, Burgh?
Burgh's gym is a bug-type gym. It's a beehive. And the mechanic in this gym is that you have to step on buttons to open doors and then sort of slime your way through big walls of honey.
Yeah.
To battle creeps, to battle harlequins.
It's more of these fucking clowns.
Everyone has the same 3 Pokemon. It's like
Sawaddles,
Yep.
Venipede, and Dwebble.
Yep.
That's what they all got.
That's what everyone has, except for Burgh, who has what I assume is the evolution of Venipede.
I thought about putting that on my team for a second, because the final form is cool. But it's just bug poison, and I don't think I have time for that. But it's, Whirlipede, level 21. Dwebble, level 21.
I like Dwebble, and I do have access to Dwebble.
Dwebble is kind of a cutie. I thought about it for a second.
Dwebble has become my go-to in Unite as well.
Oh, you use Crustle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is pretty, it's tanky. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm still sticking with, what's his face? Cramorant.
And then the final Pokemon, Joshua, that Burgh has on his team is You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the Week.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering, this is literally the last Mon.
Leavanny. Too sexy.
Yeah, it's a sexy
praying mantis. They've made it so incredibly sexy.
It's hippie,
it's got lots of
got
hips,
slender
legs that go all the way down.
2 little antenna that you don't want to know what they get into.
It's sort of it does this little kind of doing this little dance.
Oh yeah, it does a little curtsy when it comes out.
What a sexy Pokemon Leavanny is. So gross that I have to confront that.
I did a quick check. I don't know if we want to do it, but there's some art.
Okay, let's do it. Welcome to Fur Affinity Check, Admin Tanner.
This is where we look at the beautiful art that talented internet artists have made of sexy Pokemon.
And it's often not even sexy, or maybe not sexy to me. It's often Mpreg.
Oh, wow.
And inflation and feet.
Look at this one called Leavanny Libre Swimsuit Edition.
Oh, yes. That looks good.
Oh, my God. I think iMessage just blocked me from sending that. They were too sexy. Tim Cook's too sexy.
No, that came through. Tim just wanted to take a personal look at it before he sent it along to me.
She's ripped and busting out of everywhere.
I feel like we started this segment. I don't know if Fur Affinity has gotten tamer or what, but I am not aroused by any of these pictures.
No, I'm not either. They added a butt to her big butt. I don't care.
I'm not getting out the sounding rod for this.
It's no Whitney and Miltank, Primetime was season 2, and it's diminishing returns, and maybe that's because we've seen too much, and it just doesn't get us riled up anymore.
I don't want to yuck any yums. I'm not here to yuck yums. If you're into inflation, if you're into pregnancy, if you're into feet, that's fine.
No, when we don't yuck yums on Experience.
You do you. Chase your bliss. But it's just not doing it for me, and I want sexier photos of Leavanny,
Yeah, we need sexier photos.
Not photos. It's a fictional character.
With sexier, we
Pictures.
need sexier images.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe this is doing it for you. Maybe you're getting hard as a rock just looking at these pictures, and that's fine. But I need something. I need something. I guess a little more. I don't know if this is the right way to say it. A little more vanilla, a little more, just kind of straight. Not straight. A little more conservative. I don't know. I want to see it. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this.
No.
But I think I would prefer classic sort of P and V.
P and whatever you want.
P and whatever.
Yeah. We're reporters, and we like to report, and we're not impressed with the Leave Any art.
Do you want to talk about Burgh at all, by the way, while we're here?
Not really. I mean, I had flame charge on Blitzel.
Oh, I mean physically.
Oh.
Burgh's sort of an interesting looking dude. He's kind of this Godspell, like, clown hippie.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like he's right out of the 1960s.
He's got a butterfly belt buckle.
Yeah, he's got, like, tight little,
well, he's
like,
an artist.
Harlequin pants on and, like, a scarf. And big floppy hair.
And he's doing a move like he's sliding out onto a stage in the 70s.
I kind of think he's cool looking.
Yeah, I like it. He could get it.
Am not gay.
That's fine.
So I don't think I have any authority to say this. But I want to encourage you, Joshua, a gay man, to examine whether or not you feel like Burgh could qualify. And I really want you to look at the Pokemon Black 2 and Black White sprite.
Oh, I am looking at that sprite.
To tell me whether or not you think Burgh could qualify as a gay icon.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a queer icon, I would say. Because in Black White 2, he's got what looks like a cocoon that he throws off.
Yeah,
and then it's
cool.
like a cape for a moment. We know what cape means. Might be a bisexual, definitely a queer icon. We love it.
Yeah.
Burgh is great.
He's just got this, like, he's got this
energy.
pizzazz to him, you know, which I find really appealing.
Yeah.
What a cool dude he is.
Oh, yeah. He's got a big cape in the anime.
Does it look like a cocoon?
It's green. It's like a leaf
Okay.
in the anime.
Sort of like Swaddle.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm into Burgh, other than his very sexy Levanny.
Burgh is good. Yeah, he can get it.
I handily beat him. He had moves that were super effective against Bulldor, but...
Well, and Leave Any would have.
But
presumably.
Bulldor had lots of super high-powered moves against him with his rock type. So I got through him quick and easy.
I think Dwebble killed Blitzel, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I got off a couple of flame charges, and then I just brought in Lomez, the Tranquil, and used some air cutters, and the air cutters just tore that up. So,
yep.
No problem.
No issues here with Burgh.
Yeah.
Hell of a fun time we had with him anyway. Sort of, looking at his Pokemon with the male gaze and looking at him with the male gaze.
Looking at him with the male gaze as well. Yeah.
So we got the insect badge from him.
Struggle Bug TM.
Joshua, we are headed northwards towards a gym.
Nimbasa City. I remember this leg being really good.
Do you?
I'm excited about this one.
Well, we will cross that bridge, Joshua, when we get to it next week. In the meantime, my name has been Tandile. A.k.a. Tanner Greenring, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Trubosh. This is Experience Share a Pokemon Podcast. Please do rate and review the show everywhere that you do those two things, a.k.a. Apple Podcasts. And do follow the show everywhere that you do that thing, a.k.a. Spotify, Overcast, Stitcher, wherever.
Are they all following these days? No more subscribing?
I think it's all like a follow mechanic now.
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
Spotify's impact.
Yeah.
And then give us a follow also.
Yes, please.
On Twitter and Instagram at EXPSharePod. Check out the subreddit, reddit.com/r/bugcatchers. We put up various things. We put up level checks. We put up audiograms on Twitter and Instagram. And then we
post
put
sexy
up
pictures of Levanny.
Show notes on the subreddit.
We'll do it. We don't care.
Yeah, it's probably more for the sub, though.
We're not cowards.
We'll share that Leave Any Libre.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to.
Yeah. We'll put some tasteful censor
We might
blocks on
forget
it.
because that's going to happen 3 months from now, but...
If you remind us.
Yeah, remind us.
We'll find
post
it.
that sexy picture of Levanny.
Yeah. And buy some merch.
Yep.
At expsharemerch.com.
Lots of good merch up there. We're going to try to work on finding a new supplier to get some of our DQ'd merch back on the shop because we did get some frankly unfair copyright strikes from the Nintendo Corporation.
Over the summer, they pulled all of our show art with no explanation, even though it's certainly transformative if we had a lawyer, which we're not going to pay for.
If anyone is a pro bono lawyer who wants to help us take on one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, because they won't let us sell a few shirts please let us know. But otherwise, Pokemon Company, thank you. You've been very gracious in letting us do a Pokemon podcast about your hit games that we love. And I'm disappointed that you won't let us sell an You Make Me Barf shirt because it's got, I don't even know what at this point.
I don't even know. That one we've never figured out. It's Pokemon parts, and it's very unclear what a lot of them are.
But God bless you for doing God's work, Pokemon Company. Joshua, I will see you next week.
And I'll see you.
Smell you.
And I'll smell you later. I'm out of practice.
Bye, bug catchers.